Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I would like to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah Bahashem, Yahawashi Bahashem, Rekak Wadash. I would like to give double honors to the head apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, the true leaders of Israel to this day, who taught me this truth. And I would like to say shalom to all the Akim and the Akwath that's believing on this truth and that's seeking their salvation the hands of Yahawah and his only begotten son, Yahawashi. I would like to say shalom. So today I want to go into a quick video and I want to speak on how end time prophecy is a stumbling block into Jake. Okay. End time prophecy is a stumbling block into Jake. And that's why we're going to start off in the book of Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, chapter 39 and verse 24. It says, as his ways are plain unto the holy. Okay, the ways of Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi are plain unto the hopeful elect. Okay. As his ways are plain unto the holy, so are they stumbling blocks. Okay. You know, these prophecies that we're seeing play out real time. Okay, they're stumbling blocks. Okay, into 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay. And as we get closer and closer to the end of this thing, we're seeing Jake stumble over everything. Okay, they're stumbling over, okay, that the nations are getting ready to go into captivity. They're stumbling over nuclear destruction. They're stumbling over, the chariots of Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi, and ultimately they stumbling over the one prophecy you cannot get wrong, okay, which is the MOTB. We see a lot of Israelites stumbling over the mark of the beast. All right, let's read again. As his ways are plain unto the holy, so are they stumbling blocks unto the wicked. Let's go to the book of Titus, chapter 1 and 15. Unto the pure, all things are pure, but unto them that are defiled and unbelieving. And at the end of the day, there's so much unbelief, okay, out there, especially in the house of Israel, okay? And it shows through, you know, action, okay? Your unbelief shows through action. Okay, when you can sit up on a podium for an hour and a half to 2 hours trying to debunk what the MOTB truly is, okay, you're an unbeliever. Okay, and ultimately, you're going to be destroyed and everyone that's following you. All right. But as we know, the deceived and the deceiver is Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi. Okay, everybody is set up to play their role. All right. We have to have unbelievers in these last days while belief is flourishing, okay, amongst the elect. All right, let's read again. Unto the pure, all things are pure, but unto them that are defiled and unbelieving is nothing pure, but even their mind and conscience is defiled. Okay, and that's why, once again, Jake is trying to save the heathen. Okay, when it tells you plain as day, let's go here to Jeremiah chapter 30, getting straight to the point, verse 16. Okay, these heathens can't be saved. And what's the main nation that Jake is trying to save? Okay, it will be Esau, Edom. All right. See, these other nations are going to get a fair shake after 1,000 years, but Esau, Edom is going to be done away with. All these heathens are getting ready to go into captivity for 1,000 years. All right. Jeremiah 30 and 16. Therefore, all they that devoured thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries. Go read Psalms 83. All right. We have a whole list of adversaries. Every one of them. It didn't just say some of them. Okay. It says every one of them shall go into captivity. It didn't say they might go into captivity. It says they shall go into captivity. What is that? Revelations 13 and 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Okay. Revelations 14. All right. I will yet choose Israel. Okay, and set them. Matter of fact, we'll go get that next. Okay, because these heathens are getting ready to go into captivity, but in these last days, Jake is stumbling over that. But even King David said he. Matter of fact, we'll get that too in Psalm 69. Okay, King David prayed a prayer that their tables will become a snare unto them, and that's what we're seeing play out real time. All right, going back to Jeremiah 16, 30 and 16. Therefore, all they that devour she that shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity, and they that spoiled thee shall be a spoil, and all that preyed upon thee will I give for a prey. All right. So no matter how hard Jake is trying to save the heathens, okay, via prophecy, their ass is going into captivity. Okay. Jake is stumbling at the very end. We getting ready to go home. Okay, we getting ready to inherit the earth under our Lord, Yahawashi. Okay, but Jake is stumbling and falling, trying to save the heathen. Okay, when they had a place of rulership, did they invite you in, Jake? Hell no. All right. So why are you trying to give your inheritance away to these goddamn gooks? Okay, to these goddamn devils. All right, to these goddamn stinking Hamites. No, they ass getting ready to go into captivity. They're gonna have to learn righteousness. All right. This is the book of Isaiah 14 and 1. It says, "For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob." All right, and that's why we continue to tell Jake to repent. Okay, Jacob, are speaking to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay, Jacob ain't speaking to them small hat, big nose 1948ers. All right, Jacob is not speaking to uh 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 you know um the Hamites, the Moabites, the Ishmaelites. No, Jacob is speaking to you, okay? For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. We getting ready to go home. And the strangers shall be joined unto them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And that's speaking about the Israelite foreigners. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. Okay, this is speaking about the other nations, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants. Okay, what did it say? For servants and handmaids. Okay, that is captivity. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressor. Okay. So no matter how hard Jake is trying to save the heathen, these heathen are going into captivity. Once again, Revelations 13, okay, and 16. Salaki 13 and 10. 13 and 16 speaking about the MOTB, but 13 and 10, okay? They going into captivity no matter what. All right? After nuclear destruction. And that's another thing that Jake don't believe in. Jake don't believe in nuclear destruction. Okay? They think they gonna jump on a plane, a train, okay, and be delivered. No. Nuclear destruction is coming, and the Lord is coming with the chariots of salvation. Okay, that's end time prophecy that Jake is stumbling over. All right, let's go to the book of Malachi. This is Malachi 4 and 1. For behold, the days come that shall burn as an oven. Okay, what's gonna make the day burn as an oven? Okay, it's gonna be nuclear destruction. Okay, and chariot fire. See, we're coming into some very beautiful times, okay? See, the hopeful elect is praying to be on those chariots looking down at the nuclear destruction. All right? But these wicked ass niggas, they don't want to believe in nuclear destruction because they want to stay over here in Babylon. And all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, and it shall leave them neither root nor branch. Okay, and that's speaking about nuclear destruction. Second Peter 3 and 10, okay, Zephaniah 1 and 14, Zechariah 14 and 12, all that is speaking about nuclear destruction, okay, and many more scriptures. But there's a balance because with the destruction comes deliverance. All right. And Jake is stumbling over that, you know. Jake is stumbling over deliverance, you know. This is Isaiah chapter 26 and 20. Come my people. Okay, and this is the elect that's gonna be taken up. Okay, it speaks about that in First Corinthians 15. Okay, First Thessalonians 4 and 7, how we're gonna be changed in a moment of a twinkling of an eye. Okay, where we're gonna get new bodies. Okay, where we're gonna meet Yahawashi face to face. All right, where we're gonna be able to see destruction, of America, Babylon the Great from an aerial view. All right, see, a lot of our people think these are fairy tales when we tell them what's going to happen. Okay, Yahawah Shem Yahushua, is speaking a new thing in the earth. Okay, it's gonna be thermonuclear fire that come down upon Babylon. All right. Come, my people, okay, enter into thy chambers, speaking about the chariots, shut thy doors about thee, hide thyself as it were for a little moment into the indignation be overpassed. Okay, for behold, the Lord cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity. And iniquity has abound over here in America, Babylon the Great. And you think Yahweh Shem Yahushua is not gonna bring forth his wrath? Jake truly think that these prophecies are far off. Okay? The earth also shall disclose her blood and shall no more cover her slain. All right. So we getting ready to get up out of here. All right. In this one prophecy, Jake, you're not going to be able to get wrong. Okay. And that's the prophecy of the mark of the beast. Okay. If you take this man's mark, okay, whether it be in your right hand, your left hand, your forehead, all right, there's a judgment written in Revelations 14. But you got men sitting up on panels, all right, for hour and a half, 2 hours, trying to say what the MOTB is not, all right, what the mark of the beast is not. And that's because they truly are comfortable in Babylon the Great. They're either blinded, okay, as it tells you in Isaiah 6, Isaiah 29, which we'll grab next, or they done sold out. All right? Because Yahweh Bashem Yahushua has made it plain. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is showing us tokens on what's to come. All right? And this prophecy is going to come to pass. And this is one prophecy, Jake, you cannot get wrong. And he causes all, this is Revelation 13 and 16, causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark, charagma, okay, in their right hand or in their foreheads, that no man might buy or sell, save he that have the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that understand count the number of the beast, for it is the number of man, and his number is 600 threescore and six. Okay, and our head apostles and elders of Great Millstone have broken this scripture down front to back, up, up and down. All right. And there's no way you could fit anything else into it, other than that CHIP. Okay, that C. All right. And we see this devil's, bringing forth his digital infrastructure. We see this devil is trying to make everything go digital. Okay, he's starting out with the digital ID, but it is all leading, okay, all roads are leading to that microchip, okay, and whether you believe it or not, okay, was that what if some do not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of the Most High without effect? The Most High forbid. So we don't care if you don't believe or not. We're telling you what it is, all right, and we're seeing prophecy getting ready to play out, all right. But guess what? A lot of these Israelites, okay, they're blinded. Isaiah 6 and 9, it says, and he said, go and tell this people, okay, speaking about you so called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, hear ye indeed, but understand not. See you indeed, but perceive not, okay. Make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and be converted. Then said I, Lord, how long? And he answered, until the cities be wasted without inhabitants, and the houses without man, and the land be utterly desolate. So our people are going to be in this state of mind, not understanding, not really seeing what's going on, into nuclear destruction, okay, befalls America, Babylon the Great, okay? And we'll get it in also. Let's go here. Isaiah 29. Getting straight to the point. Isaiah 29 and And 9, it says, "Stay yourselves in wonder, cry ye out and cry. They are drunken, but not with wine. They stagger, but not with strong drink. For the Lord has poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep." A lot of our people are still in a coma, you know, while prophecy is popping off, our people are in a spiritual coma, okay, and have closed their eyes. The prophets and your rulers, the seers, have he covered, and the vision of all is become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed, which man delivered to one that is learned, saying, "Read this, I pray thee." And he saith, "I cannot, for it is sealed." So these prophecies are sealed to 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and that's why Apostle Paul said this in the book of Second Corinthians. Okay, these prophecies are sealed unto you. All right, let's go here. This is Second Corinthians chapter 4 and 3. But if our gospel be hid, okay, this good news, okay, is hid into 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, okay, because even though we're coming into deadly serious times, even though we're gonna get ready to suffer straight things, we're looking for the why, which is the kingdom of heaven. Okay, so this is good news unto us. But for 2/3, okay, it says, but if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost. Okay, it is hidden to them that are lost, in whom the God of this world, okay, has blinded their minds. And see, a lot of jakes are just wandering after the beast in these last days, okay? Even the ones that know they're Israelites, they're wandering after the beast because they're getting up onto a panel, you know, begging and pleading their congregation not to believe what's getting ready to happen. Okay, when you're breaking down the mark of the beast wrong and you're saying it's something else other than what it is, okay, you want to stay here in Babylon. You're wandering after the beast. Okay, in whom the God of this world has blinded their minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Hamashiach, who is the image of the Most High Yahawah, should shine upon them. And that's why the elect is hastening the day, okay? Because we're walking in the light. We see what's getting ready to come. We see what's on the other side of Babylon. All right, you know. And at the end of the day, Jake is stumbling, you know, at prophecy. Okay, Jake is stumbling at end time prophecy, and that's why they just gonna have to be destroyed. Let them motherfuckers go forth. All right, let's go to we'll end right here. We'll end right here. It says judgment must come. Okay, you're stumbling at prophecy. You really don't know what's going on. Okay, you're probably gonna be in the queue line. Okay, for judgment. Judgment must come. Then said the Lord, Yahawah Shem Yahushua unto me, though Moses and Samuel stood before me, yet my mind could not be toward this people. Cast them out of my sight, and let them go forth. And it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, Whether should we go forth? Then thou shalt tell them, Thus saith the Lord, such as for the death to death, and such as for the sword to the sword, and such as are for the famine to the famine, and such as for the captivity to the captivity. And I will appoint over them 4 kinds, saith the Lord: the sword to slay, the dogs to tear, and the fowls of heaven, and the beasts of the earth to devour and to destroy. Okay, and that's what's getting ready to happen. All right. That's what's getting ready to happen. Judgment is coming. Okay, Jake, you're stumbling at prophecy at the very end. You know, you're stumbling at prophecy at the very end. And like we said, one prophecy you cannot get wrong is the MOTV. All right. So with that, I'm gonna give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the head apostles and elders. Shalom to all the Akim and Waf. Shalom.